program than almost anyone. Oh. Oh, yeah. I'm my main man.
Okay. Now, you leave it to Bernard, who is an absolute moron, okay?
Now, listen here.
I just walked in the house.
You leave him alone.
I walked in the house, and he didn't even relay the message. He said, you want to go on the show? I said, I just walked in the door.
Does it make if you just walked in the door?
I just walked in the door. I didn't know what you guys have been talking about, and I said, I'll talk to Don when I get in. I'm not mad. I said, that's exactly what I said.
You didn't say you were not mad.
I did too.
You did not say
so, in other words, shut up, Bernard.
So, Bernard mischaracterized.
What did you just say to me?
He told you to shut up, and you
and my
shut up. What did you tell? You leave him alone. Did you just tell me to shut up?
He told you to shut up, Mr. Imus.
What?
Shut up and die, please.
How about if I shoot you?
Come on and shoot me. I'm going to shoot myself.
Anyway, well, Mike.
And my whole point this morning was, why would you go down this road to where you depicted that Susan is an enormously sensitive woman, and you're depicting it like Dog and I spent yesterday beating on her when we didn't say one word about her. She can have her view. You misrepresented my view completely the whole morning, and then when I try to come on and give it to you, you hang up on me.
No, we blew you up. We blew you up. No, I didn't misrepresent your view. I did?
Yes.
Well, what is your view?
Number one, I said that I never said that Charlie Ward is not a public person. What I said was Charlie Ward has no standing in that he is a basketball player. Why would anybody care what his point is on theology? He is a nitwit when it comes to theology. He's not a person who has any standing in that area.
Oh, well, that's different.
That's very different. You compared it to a hardware store
clerk. I said the same thing about Rocca. That was my exact same point on Rocca. Why would anybody care if John Rocca worked at Kmart, who would care what he said?
You compared him to your barber, and your barber doesn't have as many followers as Charlie Ward does. I think that was the point.
No, I didn't. You see, again, I said when he takes his uniform off, his point of view is as important as your barber's. That was what I said.
Here's the thing that I'm most upset about is you telling me to shut up, Bernard, and calling...
You're taking his side when he's misrepresenting our conversation on the phone. But you're rolling over for him. That's what you're doing.
The bottom line, Bernard, is you're so quick to get back there to report to Don that I was mad so you could cause more trouble. I did not say that.
You were trying to cause trouble between me and Mike, Bernard. That's clear.
I tried to get Mike on the phone. He said he would rather not come on. He'd like to speak to you when he gets here. Did you not say that, Mike?
Yes, and why did I say I didn't want to come on?
Because you just walked in the door.
Bingo. It had nothing to do with being angry.
What difference does that make? You can talk on your, on the fly. What's the big deal?
Why don't you let him decide whether it's a big deal or not?
He calls up and he called me a moron. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, but you are a moron.
Hey, Bernard, if I have to explain the whole story to you, I was outside my house. I was outside
you
my
were catching a minor attitude. You didn't want to. You were upset. Imus blew you up this morning, and that's why you didn't want to go on.
You know what? Again, Bernard misrepresents the fact. I'm outside the house with guys who are here, who are coming to paint the house.
You're on the phone now.
The painter, because you try to create more problems.
I didn't create what problem? There was no problem. You didn't want to come on. That's fine. I don't care.
The shocker is Mike Francesa goes to a nude hair salon. That's what I find most astonishing.
What nude hair salon?
He said something about his barber when his barber undresses and when Charlie Ward undresses.
No. He was talking about Charlie Ward undressing.
I mean, this whole thing, and poor
doesn't
Green,
go to a nude barber.
This is how crazy this is.
You go to a nude barber?
This is how crazy this is.
Astonishing.
You get knocked if you say something, and you get knocked if you don't say something.
Yes.
So if you're Mike Breen and you do the game and you don't say anything, you get knocked by nitwits like Raceman for not saying something.
Yeah.
And if you say something, you get knocked for saying something.
Yeah.
Show some guts.
So that's all you know Bernard, you don't have to worry about showing guts because you have no credibility of standing anywhere anyway.
Ouch. I feel like I just got a harpoon in my side. That hurts.
Well, thanks, Mike.
See you later.
Mike Francesa here on the Imus Morning Program. Well, why do you resort to one telling me to shut up, which I'm greatly offended
He calls me a moron.
But why are you telling me to shut up?
You tell me to shut up. I can't defend myself because he was misrepresenting our conversation. I got to stick up for myself.
Yeah, but you didn't say that he had been outside and had just come in the house.
Listen to you, rolling over for Francesa. Look at you.
Well,
you look at yourself in the mirror.
No, you didn't.
This is the way it's going to go with Suge Knight. Exact same way. They get on the phone, they talk tough to you, and you just fold up.
You didn't point out the facts. That's not true either, by the way.
I said he was on the phone. He doesn't want to speak to you now. He wants to speak when he gets in after the program.
But that's not what...
This morning. That's what I said.
Okay, but that's not what he said.
Well, I didn't want to give you this whole morning routine for crying out loud.
No, you didn't want to give me the facts.
2 Bialys with bacon and eggs. And... Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rock? Would you please welcome Imus and Butthead?
Beavis? That's not how it goes.
Imus in the morning.
What do you think about being a soldier?
Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports with Sid, the single dumbest bastard to ever walk the face of the planet, Rosenberg.
I just want to wish Lori good luck. Lori, good luck. And I know you're getting married tomorrow, so I want you to have a nice wedding and hope everything goes well. And yeah, yeah, I signed the card, by the way. Lori, congratulations. The food was great. Beautiful party. Because I wasn't invited, but...
No.
That's a good one.
Am I the only one that wasn't invited? I guess I was. Bernie, you're going. Lou, you weren't invited either, were you?
Yes, I was.
Oh. And Charles was invited, but he has to be in Pittsburgh. And Imus was invited, but he's not going either. So...
Imus is sick.
Yeah, but if he wasn't sick, he wasn't going to go anyway.
Oh, he would have been there.
No, he said he wasn't coming. He's already given up his seat.
All he would have had to done is walk down the stairs in his apartment building and take the elevator. And he still wouldn't have showed up.
Phil Mushnick today killing John Madden. Bernie, you showed this to me. Saying that John Madden tried to stab Pat Summerall in the back a couple of times. Said that he was greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Did he call him fat in the thing, too?
He didn't call him fat.
You sure?
Positive. He said he's a caricature of himself.
Well, that's kind of calling the guy fat.
I didn't think he meant physically.
I don't think it's a big deal, personally. I think John Madden's going to be good on Monday Night Football.
Of course, it's John Madden.
The fact that he stabbed Summerall in the back, Summerall was, he couldn't get any of the names right. I mean, he got every name
He was
wrong.
asking for it.
He was. I mean, he couldn't get
But
anybody
the thing
right.
is, he publicly said that he never proclaimed publicly that Pat was not getting it done. In fact, he hammered people who were hammering Pat.
Oh, right.
I think it's the hypocrisy that Mushnick is pointing out here.
Yeah, but that happens with everybody.
Of course.
I mean, he's not going to come out and say, listen, I'm working with a guy who, 5 years ago should have hung him up.
Sure. Guy whose lung collapsed, for example.
Knicks lost again. The Rangers lost again. And what else you want to hear about, Bernie?
Your weekend, Sid.
I got a big weekend coming up.
What's coming up?
It all starts tonight, Charles.
What's a big deal?
Well, Lou is going out tonight.
Yeah.
And Christy M is going out tonight.
Yeah.
It's one of those FAN get-togethers again.
Oh, here we go.
Yes. Okay. Debauchery is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
You going to come out there tonight, Charles?
I don't think I will be,
Oh,
no.
it's so much
I've got to
fun.
go to Pittsburgh.
Come on, Charles. Lou, tell him.
Chuck.
Come on, Charles. I can see you guzzling Jägermeister shots 3 in the morning.
You never spent time in jail before, Chuck. It's real fun.
What's
Come on,
pee in the
Charles.
plants?
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Well, thanks a lot, fellas, but...
No way?
I'll bring the bail money.
Not a chance?
No.
We
No,
may
we're
end up...
leaving. In fact, we're leaving Pittsburgh later on this afternoon.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Could end up at a titty bar at some point tomorrow night.
No,
Early tomorrow morning.
I don't think so.
No, you're not going to do any of that, are you?
No, I won't.
There must have been a time when you were a wild man, though, Charles. When was it?
No, I've
like 20 years
I've
ago?
always been relatively placid.
Always? Like you were never a wild guy, even
No,
25
no.
years ago?
No, I don't think so.
Did you
I
smoke
don't-
pot a lot when you were a kid?
No, I never did.
Never smoked pot?
No, I never did.
Heroin?
No.
No.
Drink beer in a paper bag
Crack
or
cocaine?
on the street? Anything
No.
like that?
Monkey pills?
No.
Stiff glue?
Shoot babies?
No. Never did.
We have to, one night before it's all said and done, get Imus and Charles out.
Get him hammered.
We have to. 14 years is way too long. See, that's why Imus has been sick the last couple of weeks. That's the problem
That's
with
right.
him. He needs to flush out his system.
That's right.
That's the problem.
No regular alcohol.
Oh, my God.
Imagine carrying Charles home at 4 in the morning. we each have a limb. All right, Connie, we got him. It's your problem now. Good night.
And with that said, good night.
Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to Ma and me. Just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't
don't blame him because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me
Imus in the morning.
Road and Tracks editors took the Lincoln LS for a quick spin. They drove it hard.
For the price of buying one, renting is better than buying. Make it a blockbuster night. Details at participating stores.
It's the Mike and the Mad Dog spring training road trip to Florida. Monday and Tuesday, it's Yankees baseball from Legends Field in Tampa. Then on Wednesday, it's Winter Haven following the Mets-Indians game before moving on to Port St. Lucie on Thursday and Fort Lauderdale on Friday. You'll hear from Joe Torre, Bobby Valentine, and all your favorite Mets and Yankees players. If you've been waiting to talk New York baseball, then keep it here for Mike and the Mad Dog's spring training road trip to Florida. Here on The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
Millions of them.
D.com.
Total savings amount is based on total commissions paid on YHT listings versus total commissions that would have been paid if a 6% commission had been charged.
Copyright 2002, Infinity Broadcasting. All rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and Westwood One Entertainment.
The flagship station for New York sports is The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning at 10 o'clock. This is Rich Ackerman.
Olsen fan that has shot at us.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
5 after 10 here on The Fan. We are Mac and Sid. We'll do a quick 3 hours for you, so we hope. And we'll get your phone calls involved. We'll have a bunch of guests. We hope to talk to Billy Barber, coach of Flyers. Eddie and Sweeney will be up for Met and Yankee reports. My partner is one Sidney Rosenberg. How are you this morning, Sidney?
Good, Jody Mack. Good morning to you. You know, I was just thinking, Jody Mack, coming off of the Grammy Awards just the other night, and you two won 4 awards. If Bono could rewrite the lyrics and call it Friday Bloody Friday instead of Sunday Bloody Sunday, it would be perfect because the Rangers and Knicks are both bleeding to death as we speak.
Yeah, which of WFAN, the flagship station for the Imus in the Morning program, weekdays from 5:30 until 10.
Come on. Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Here we go on The Fan on a Saturday afternoon. Nice to have you with us. Christopher Russo's along the way. Get ready for really a big couple days of basketball. The little local colleges are playing. Obviously, a lot of things with football. Baseball is starting to think about it a little bit now, spring training. And, you know, baseball 4 weeks from tomorrow is opening day. Cleveland and Anaheim, I believe, is the first one. It might be, I think it's the Indians and the Angels. I'm not positive on that. But the game...
HBO presents soundtrack coming soon.
There's important news about Take it for life. Aspirin is not appropriate for everyone, so be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Let's hear from Drew in Brooklyn. Station for the Imus in the Morning program, weekdays from 5:30 until 10.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
4 minutes after 1 here on The Fan. Jody Mack with you on a Saturday afternoon, a quickie, or so we hope. Hour and a half leading into the Flyers and the Rangers at MSG. We'll mix in some hockey with some hoops, Nets and Knicks from last night. Mets and Yanks both in action down in Florida, and there is NFL news, so all the major sports are in play. We won't turn a blind eye to college basketball either, but we're going to start today's show previewing the game that we'll be broadcasting here on The Fan coming up in about an hour and a half. That's the Flyers and the Rangers at the Garden, and Doc Emmerich will be calling it on ABC, and Doc joins us right now. Doc, how you...
With 2020 Sports and WFAN, the flagship station for the Imus in the Morning program, tomorrow from 5:30 till 10.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
2:04 now, Sunday afternoon. Sid Rosenberg with you for about another half hour before the Knicks and Spurs come your way here on FAN. And then it'll be Kate Delaney later on tonight. And D'Amico on the other side running the board, Kevin Mooney. Mooney! Producing the program today, Joe Tollison, Michael Schweibacher, or Jonathan Schweibacher. I call him Michael, I don't know why. I just ordered a turkey burger, by the way. I want you people out there to know that. Turkey burger deluxe. Fries, lettuce, tomato. Oh, actually, I know Schweibacher hung up with
Sports Radio 66, The Fan.
getting ready for conference championship week, I should say, here on WFAN. I love this time of year because I'm a huge college basketball fan. And now we know all those stories with the agents, and Tank Black just got into trouble. But the point of the matter is, I'd have no problem giving these kids a stipend. Give them some money. Why not? They're making these universities millions and millions of dollars. Ann D'Amico, great job. Kevin Mooney, great job. Joe Tollison, super job. Schweibacher, thanks for ordering lunch. Nick basketball coming up next, and then it's Kate Delaney at 6 o'clock. I'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow morning. Imus in the morning, here on The Fan. Sports Radio, New York.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan, WFAN.
Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
The Poland Spring Natural Spring Water Knicks pregame show is brought to you in part by The Wiz, your ticket to entertainment.
These and many more. If you don't have stars, call 1-800-SUPER-PAC. I'm Lori McNichol for The Fan Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports.
Clap for the Wolfman.
With the great Warner Wolf.
You're gonna dig in till the day you die.
It's all according to how your boogaloo situation stands, you understand?
Have mercy. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, I'm the Imus in the Morning Sports Report brought to you by Lufthansa. Lufthansa flies to more than 100 European destinations. See your travel agent. Now, I've got to say, I'm here Tuesday and Thursday, which is great.
Sure.
So I got this call 10 p.m. last night.
Right.
I just got in. We were celebrating my wife's birthday, and it's Mark Chernoff, the program director, and he says, can you come in and substitute for Sid Rosenberg?
Oh, good.
Now, I'm here, because I'm your guy. Of
course.
I'll be here. You want. But I'm thinking, that my career is just plummeted. I've been reduced to a Sid Rosenberg substitute.
That is not good.
I've been relegated to the depths.
Riding the pine for Sid.
What? Jeez.
That is not good.
Man. If you're substituting for Edward R. Murrow or Wolfman Jack.
Or even Mike Breen.
Yeah, or Mike Breen.
Yeah.
To be a substitute for...
Even Minko.
Yeah. A Sid Rosenberg.
Anybody else.
Oh, man. This
Rich
is,
Ackerman.
Yeah. This is the end.
It really is.
This is the end of Rico.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right, NBA last night, the Lakers, without Kobe Bryant, suspended, beat the Rockets 95-79.
Who threw the punch first in that Reggie Miller, Kobe Bryant thing?
Bryant.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, the buzzer ends, the game's over. They weren't even guarding each other. And Kobe takes a swing at him, and then they go at it, and they're both suspended.
Right.
Kobe, what's always misleading when the NBA says, well, Kobe's fined $12,500. Yes, but he's also suspended 2 games without pay.
Yeah.
That's $250,000. Who cares about the $12,000?
Yeah.
76ers beat the Raptors 96-84. Iverson had 42. Toronto's lost 11 in a row. And the last place Knicks lost 7 out of 8, losing to the Spurs before a booing crowd at the Garden. Now, after the game, here was poor Knicks coach.
We only have a few seconds.
Okay, here's Don Chaney.
I don't care how distant it looks, what the odds are. We still have to focus on the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Get the hell
You're taking that European vacation. But this
A little hump on that Reader's Digest, baby. Anyway.
You're going to end up somebody's wife in jail, and I certainly cannot wait for that day.
On a far more serious note,
God almighty.
The concern was, and you all expressed it yesterday, the 800 of you on the Business Center, whether this rally would carry over from Friday to Monday. Obviously it did.
Mm-hmm.
What do we
Well, the
expect
reason
today?
there was some initial concern was that Friday evening Oracle Corporation, a big database management software company.
I know who they are.
Yeah, I was trying to be clear for your viewers, as you often ask me to do.
Oh, okay.
God almighty. You know,
There's no winning here.
I was watching reruns of 6 Feet Under on Sunday, and I was thinking of you, I got to tell you.
Anyway, go ahead.
Oracle warned that their profits would fall a penny short of expectations, and there was some trepidation that might cause a little move down in the stock market, particularly the NASDAQ on Monday. That didn't happen because it does appear that the economy is beginning to take off far more quickly than people thought. Some people are now even beginning to think that Japan's economy might rebound more quickly and strongly than previously thought, would be a net plus
for the global economic outlook. And
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I tend to doubt that that's what's behind the Japanese stock market rally. It looks like they've kind of rigged the market there again as we approach the end of their fiscal year, and it's a little trick they play every March, and so they get those people who would have sold the market short not to do that, and the market snaps back, and it looks like a recovery, but that sometimes is a phantom move over there.
So, again, what happens today now?
Well, today, listen, we're going to go through the rest of the week, and, obviously there'll be an eye on international events, to the extent to which the U.S. military activities are successful or not in a certain part of Afghanistan. May play a small role in market psychology. People are going to be looking now for signs that corporate profits are improving more quickly than anticipated, and looking at all the economic data, which, as I said, is starting to look pretty decent. Economists are ratcheting up their growth estimates for the first half of the year to somewhere in the neighborhood of between 3 and 5%. And it was just a couple weeks ago that people were talking about 1 to 2%. So that's the good news here. The question is sustainability. Can the second half of the year look as good as the first might? That's what would put the stock market on a much more solid footing. Still worries about accounting scandals to the extent that those are a problem. And we're going to see the unemployment report on Friday. That's not going to improve for a couple of months, even if the economy is really recovering quickly. So that's the type of thing that might upset people for a short period of time. But the unemployment rate's a lagging indicator, not as big of a deal right now as some might make it out to be.
Well, that guy you had on from the West Coast talking about taking the two indicators, the transportation and the Dow.
John Bollinger, yeah.
Right, he was good, by the way.
Yeah, he's a great analyst.
But these highs exceeding previous highs, and doing so in concert.
Boy, you did pay attention.
Being serving as a precursor to the market continuing to recover.
Yeah.
Apparently, we've met all of those requirements, and so.
Yeah. Well, this is one of the oldest forms of technical analysis that market watchers engage in. It's taking a look at the Dow Industrials, which represent the industrial prowess of the U.S. economy. Then you look at the transportation stocks, which represent the vigor of economic growth, since the transporting companies deal with end-user demand most directly. The more they ship, the stronger the economy looks down the road. So if you've got the transports and the industrials moving up together, that's a very strong sign of economic growth. And right now, they've recovered together. They are in the process of going to new 52-week highs together, and that could be a very potent sign that the industrial sector and the overall economy is coming back in tandem.
What time do you actually appear on CNBC today for the first time?
Well, I tell people what's coming up on Business Center at about 2:50 Eastern Time, and then 5 o'clock is when the program starts.
Okay, that's what I'll watch. Thanks. Ron and Santa, CNBC here in the Irish Morning Program, 27 after the hour. The business report, as I pointed out, sponsored by the New York Stock Exchange. The New York Post reporting this morning that Jack Welch had an extramarital affair with the editor of the Harvard Business Review, Susie Wettlaufer. As a 42-year-old divorcee admitted to colleagues that she had a romance with Welch after she interviewed him. They went over to 21, had lunch, got all liquored up, and whatever happened, And then Jack turned on her love light.
Yeah, they went to Bricks.
Let it shine on me.
Sure. Went to Bricks and Six.
Turn on your love light.
That's it.
Let it shine on me.
No.
The problem, of course, here is you have to ask yourself, one, you shouldn't cheat on your wife or your husband. That's the first thing you shouldn't do. And you shouldn't stay married for the kids. The kids already know what's going on. And if you're in an affair with somebody, and you're involved in a horrible marriage, you think your kids don't know what's going on, and you're staying together for them, you're crazy. I mean, you are crazy.
What are you, man?
You are crazy. Because I'm guaranteed they know what the hell's going on. They know exactly what is going on. And so just get out of it. Just go in there and say it's over. And it's not working out, and you're unhappy and I'm unhappy, and let's do the decent thing. And be fair about it, and go and try something else. Life's too short. People suffering all over the world. You don't need to do this. So, but with Jack's, that's not the case. But here he's got old Jane. She just had a picture in the paper this morning. The girl looks pretty cute to me.
Sure does. Yeah.
Looks like a cute girl. Believe she can play some golf. Girl can play some golf.
Boy, no kidding. Yeah.
So Jack's got the perfect deal. He's a little shrimp. He's done everything in the world he could do.
He's got a cute golfer.
And he wrote a book, tanked, but didn't tank, but the book sucked. But it wasn't anything more what it could have been. But he's got a perfect deal. And what's he do? He goes to lunch and and gets all liquored up. And it's like what's his name said, the girls all get prettier close in time.
There you go.
Who knows how long that lunch lasted?
It could have been one of them 4 or 5 hour lunches. We don't know.
Absolutely could have stretched into the, 6:30, 7 o'clock situation. And what do you do then? Well, So,
could have been one of them drinks. The guy comes over and says, would you like another drink? And you say yes.
And the problem is that one thing leads to another, and why? Well, what's the point of all this? And now what? Now you got me talking about it. You got the New York Post writing about it.
That's it.
Now, you don't need that.
No, you don't.
That's a nightmare. So, and for what reason?
To what end?
To what end? I mean, if you're Jack Welch, what are you thinking about? Well, you're not thinking. So, Ted Koppel's on the op-ed page of the New York Times this morning, telling us about his 39-year glorious career at ABC News.
That's right.
Ted is in our view here on the Imus Morning program, is a precious twit. However, he also one of the great journalists of the 20th century. Period. And we'll get back to this, Lou. Okay.
Stars, #1 in new hit movies, brings you the Stars free preview this weekend, March 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Right, what cut is that? Birmingham tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. What's happening?
You're having it. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on in the world?
Oh, in the world, man. Under heavy fire, U.S.-led forces have been advancing again towards these Taliban and al-Qaeda positions, the bunkers there today in eastern Afghanistan. Earlier, the ground fighting was stopped for a bit to allow for more bombing of rebel positions to soften them up. And, of course, yesterday, at least 7 American soldiers were killed.
Maybe they all wish. Just like Delbert. But they was in Birmingham tonight.
Sure and Imus in the morning.
On the HBO Boxing Beat, I'm Larry Michael. Boxing After Dark on HBO returns on Saturday night, March the 9th. One lightweight gets a chance to show why he's a worthy champ, and another gets a shot at redemption. The World Lightweight Championship is on the line as champ Paul Spadafora defends his title against Angel Manfredi. Champion is 26 years old with a record of 34-0 and 14 knockouts. A victory over the veteran Manfredi would be a plus for the resume of Spadafora. Just a year older at 27, but having seemingly been around a lot longer, Manfredi is back in a position for a title shot. After a series of setbacks, he's won 6 straight, and a major world championship is again within his grasp. It's Spadafora defending against Manfredi, HBO's Boxing After Dark on March the 9th. I'm Larry Michael on the HBO Boxing Beat.
Are you losing your hair? Hi, I'm Jim Austin with an exciting...
On this program, period, documented, of making, forget Oprah Winfrey and humping the woman professor, what's her name? What the hell's the woman's name? The teacher's down at Princeton, writes all the books, the black woman. What's her name? Famous woman, writes all these books.
Well, we'll think about it, man. Let's move forward with what our subject is now.
Not Tina Brown, but something like that. Anyway, we've made many, many bestsellers on this program. And so David Weiss came on, and he implored the I-Man to make his book a bestseller. It was already a bestseller, but he wanted to go to #1. And I said we would do what we could do.
Yes, you did.
And then this comes up. And what does this reveal?
Well,
please welcome to the program, David Weiss. Good morning, Mr. Weiss.
Good morning, Don Imus. It's great to be back with you.
What does this reveal?
This reveals, Don, that I had a plan, and I carried it out, and it worked a little bit, but the truth of the matter is it only worked well enough, Don, to take the Bureau and the Mole up to #4 or #5, apparently because of that and lots of other things.
No.
That's not what it reveals.
I got it wrong, Don. Let me tell you what it reveals.
It reveals your lack of faith.
That is what
in the power of the I-Man.
I-Man, wait a minute.
You did not believe that I could take your book to the top.
Didn't have faith.
You did not believe that I could take your book to the mountaintop.
Believe in the truth.
I could take your book to the top of the charts.
It could have
Oh, ye of so little faith.
You could have been on the top.
Praise God, Bill. But that's what happened.
Don, you're the only man who can make the Bureau on the Mole #1. Only you. I can sell all the books I want online. I can invite all your listeners to come to www.bureauonthemole.com. And I got to tell you, Don, thousands and thousands of people around the country have done something new. This has never been done before with a book.
No.
I've created what's called a virtual book signing. I bought books and then put them up for sale online. People can go to
I can still remember how levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die.
Devin Kirshner, born July 23rd, 1985, died this morning at about 10 after 12, March 7th, 2002. 34 minutes past the hour. We're going to talk with Jimmy the Wags, Jimmy Wagner, whose new book, My Life in the NYPD, has just been published, written with Patrick Piccarelli, and it's a series of events that happened during Jimmy's tenure at the 9th Precinct down here in the village, with an introduction written by the I-Man, which I had fought with the publisher about. They wanted to change everything. I said, I wouldn't change it to anything, you morons. Anyway, we'll talk with Jimmy. Jimmy says he's nervous, but there's no reason to be nervous. So we'll talk with Jimmy coming up.
Imus in the morning.
Stars, #1 in new hit movies, brings you the Stars free preview this weekend, March 8th. Senator from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Honorable Edward Moore Kennedy.
Well, Jesus, how hard is this? It's the Harvard Business Review, for God's sake. Just call them up and ask for round heels. Okay, Susie. And you tell her that...
Senator, I believe you're on.
Excuse me? Oh, yes. Sorry. Hello, this is Ted Kennedy. I speak today in defense of an establishment within my Massachusetts constituency that is being unfairly held up to public ridicule, in my view. The prestigious Harvard Business School publication, the Harvard Business Review. Just because a principal of the review has made unwise choices is no reason to sully the entire enterprise. I refer to Business Review editor Susie Wetlaufer, having engaged in a romantic episode with the former chairman of the General Electric Company, Jack Welch. As I know perhaps better than most, anybody can make one mistake and be forgiven. Why, then, must Miss Wetlicker be made to suffer the
It wasn't one mistake, Senator.
How's that?
Our account suggests Mr. Welch was just one in a long line of similar liaisons.
Really?
Yes, sir. Ms. Wetlaufer apparently bragged to coworkers that she routinely shagged her interview subject.
Interesting approach. At first blush, I have no problem with it.
We have a partial list here, sir.
Now, let me see that. Damn. Is there anybody Miss Wetslobber didn't do?
We have staff still trying to ascertain that.
Well, what was her motivation?
We believe she was trying to draw out individuals she was questioning.
By f***ing them? Yeah. An unorthodox, but I suppose effective interviewing technique, judging from the names that appear here. I see she spoke with Disney chairman Michael Eisner.
Yes, sir.
What did she interview him in? A breakaway duck suit? Yeah. And Jack Nasser of Ford Motor Company for an article entitled Driving Change? What does that mean? She stripped in a Mustang? And I see she spoke with Peter Brabeck, the CEO of Nestle Company.
Yes, sir.
Well, did product have a role in that exchange, do we think?
We do, Senator. Tootsie Roll, Fudge, we believe they rolled in something. Notice Ms. Wetslurpy also interviewed Bernard Arnault, the chairman of the firm that owns Dom Perignon, Hennessy Cognac.
Yes. Candy's dandy, but liquor is quicker. Thesis I subscribe to as well. Any others?
Susie appears to have put up Wilt Chamberlain numbers, sir. If you're interested, I have a portion of the tape from Ms. Wetwiener's interview with Mr. Welch that we feel is probably representative of her overall body of work.
Can we enter it into the record?
Yes, sir. What you'll hear occurs toward the conclusion of the interview, we believe.
Oh, yeah. Faster. Yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh, baby. Get out. I see. Intriguing. And so, let the word go forth from this time and place. Ask not who else Miss Wetmuffin has interviewed. Ask, rather, why she has not interviewed me. Am I chopped liver? And I would further ask, as it occurs to me, If Susie went interviewed Kenneth Lay, would it be redundant?
A good question, sir. Though either way, somebody clearly would get screwed.
19 after the hour here at the Imus Morning Program. Dr. Joseph Della Russo is one of the pioneers of laser surgery. And
Diary, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, 13 Days and many more. If you don't have stars, call 1-800-SUPER-PAC. I'm Lori McNichol for The Fan, Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports. With the great Warner Wolf.
You're gonna dig in till the day you die. It's all according to how your boogaloo situation stands, you understand?
Have mercy. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, I'm the Imus in the Morning Sports Report brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you? 7 games in the NBA last night, and except for the Bulls, the home team won all 7. The hottest team in the league, the Blazers, made 11 in a row, 24 of 29. Beat the Wolves 85-78.
The Portland Trail Blazers are not ever going to win anything. It's stupid. They should disband. It's over. They are the Georgetown of the NBA. They suck. They're awful.
Well,
they are not going to win. They're going to get it done.
Well, you know, they led the Lakers by 15 in Game 7.
I don't really care.
2 years ago.
I don't care. You know, another thing, I'm sick of John Stockton. I'm sick of Moses Malone. I'm sick of Tim Duncan.
Call Malone. Right.
I'm sick of him, too.
Yeah.
I actually like Moses Malone. I'm sick of all of them. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of that big bird-looking geek from the Nets. What's his name?
Van Horn? Keith Van Horn?
I'm sick of him. He can't get it done. I'm sick of all these people. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them.
How about Allen Iverson?
I like Allen Iverson.
Had 46 last night.
Oh, man, what's happening, baby? I like Allen Iverson. I like his attitude. I like the fact that of them 22 tattoos that the young man has, every one of them means something to him. So, rather than just doodling on yourself.
Yeah, do something meaningful. Don't just put some arbitrary...
Every one of them means something, and I think that's fine. I actually do. I wouldn't get one myself, but I have my name tattooed on my leg.
In case you forget.
That happened when I was 15 years old, but...
Yeah.
Stupid.
Other than that...
What's it say, I-Man? What's it say?
No, it says Don.
You weren't the I-Man then.
No, I wasn't.
But you could have foreseen that, say.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have
you could have put on the I-Lad.
Yeah,
well,
that's it.
Bob Raisman, he named me the I-Man. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. You know, he's a pretty good guy, actually.
Yep.
Good heart.
He's fair.
I don't mean about his reporting.
Oh, I
he's
see.
He's a person. He's a decent human being. Unlike Mushnick, who's a schmuck, you know. Anyway, go ahead.
So the Sixers beat Cleveland 85-76. Iverson had 46, which means he outscored the rest of his teammates.
I hear that.
Jazz beat the Lakers. The Shaq, celebrating his 30th birthday, had 28 points, 12 rebounds, but only 2 out of 9 at the foul line.
Come on, Shaq.
Yeah. He said, well, so what? It's my birthday.
Yeah.
And the Nets lost to the Suns.
I'm going to put it in a hole, not this hole.
What are you doing? You've lost your mind here. In the past 10 minutes, you've lost your mind.
Are you juicy, baby?
That's what I mean.
By the way, that's birthday with an F.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Cool with that.
Nets lost to the Suns 89-87. Speaking of your guy, Keith Van Horn, he goes to the foul line, 1 second left, misses both foul shots. The second one on purpose, of course, trying to get the rebound so the Nets lose. Yeah. Well, they're losing by 2.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 foul shots. He misses the first.
Yeah.
So, well, if he hits the second, so what? So he purposely slams it off the backboard, see, hoping to get it.
The Nets suck.
So
I'm sick of that whole deal. Jason Kidd, all of them. Sick of them. Get out.
All right.
The warmer the weather gets, the more they suck.
Yeah, they
become a pattern.
I mean, they suck until you can't. They suck until they hurt my feelings. And I don't even care about them. You couldn't even make me watch a Nets game.
Best team in the East.
Hey, I saw not fat, but plump Dave Sims.
Yeah.
Doing a basketball game yesterday at the Garden.
Big East, yeah.
And I know it sounds like I'm sucking up to Dave, but there's no reason for me to. But man, he's good.
Yes, he is.
God, he is great, isn't he?
Yeah.
I tell you why Dave Sims is good, because it's like Bernie said it the best. No nonsense. You know that?
Straight play-by-play.
It's all about the game.
Yeah.
No
Right.
nonsense.
It's the game. It's not him.
No theatrics.
He's not making it about him.
No.
So.
No tattoos. It's the
No.
game.
I see Dave over there at the gym when I work out once in a while. That's sad to watch him work out.
Why? What are you saying?
He's not in there every day, you know.
You saying Dave Sims is a wussy?
No, well, not that, but...
Well,
well, I don't know. He's just...
Well, something's troubling you about Dave Sims' physical abilities, apparently.
No, I mean, no, he could whip my ass with
Well, that's
both
fine,
hands
but I
tied behind
understood.
his
Well, he's a
back,
bigger
but-
man. But
yeah.
I mean...
But I'm just saying, it's just watching him work out. It's troubling.
Well, he's on the road doing too many
Oh, I
games.
understand that.
Doesn't have a
It's
chance.
just troubling to watch him.
Yeah.
Struggling through these various machines he gets on. It's kind of have to turn your head, you know, and go on to the other side of the gym so you don't see him.
So you're saying, in other words, that we're dealing with a girly guy. Is essentially what you're saying. I mean, just say yes. I mean, of course that's what you're saying.
All right, I hate to say that.
All right.
Particularly since I borrowed $10 from his wife yesterday.
For what?
Huh?
Well, how come?
I wanted to buy a salad.
She could beat you up, by the way.
You didn't have $10.
I didn't have any money. So I borrowed $10 from her. I'll pay her back today.
What happened to the $10,300 wad that we saw yesterday morning?
That, by the way, is missing.
Wait a minute.
Somebody stole $10,000 out of my briefcase.
You got to be kidding.
No.
Oh, of course. He's kidding.
Oh, see, I believe him.
No.
God,
See,
you're
huh?
right.
You're a fool, Warner.
Oh, man. Put on by the eye man. Gullible.
Big East, not
Big
much.
East.
So
Well,
Dave Sims.
this was interesting, I mean.
I'm kidding about Dave Sims, by the way.
Yeah. St. John's is playing Seton Hall. St. John's opens up the second half, missing their first 18 shots. They missed their first 18 shots.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
The second half. They opened the second half and missed their first 18 shots.
No, they didn't. How could they do that?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Nobody misses 18 shots.
18. Yeah, but they still won.
They suck.
See? Well, that's what they did. They sucked them in.
Their coach, by the way, that's a man. Anybody spends that much time working on their head and their beard and all that stuff is not focusing on the team. I'm sorry.
All right, how about the new coach of Arkansas? You know, Nolan Richardson. They bought him off.
Right.
So the new coach is Mike Anderson.
Well, he's 17 years there. He deserves a chance.
Yes. And how does he feel about replacing Nolan Richardson?
I've just kind of moved over a seat, and the daddy's gone from the family, so the next guy in line got to step up to the plate, and that's Mike Anderson.
That's you.
He can probably coach.
Yeah. Give him a shot.
Why not? He obviously deserves a shot. The guy wouldn't make any difference who he is. Is he black too, or?
Yes.
Oh, he is.
Paid his
oh,
dues.
Good. Oh, good.
Move over a seat.
Paid his dues. Yeah.
Move a seat. There you go.
That's a surprise, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter still sitting out spring training, hurt his neck, just swinging a bat in the cage. That's what happens when you get old. No wonder Washington, D.C.
You know, I listened to Mike and Chris yesterday. They were talking to the general manager of the Cleveland Indians. But you had to listen. I purposely kept the radio on in the car and stayed with it until they identified who it was.
Oh.
God, that is frustrating. You just don't have, because you just don't have any idea who they're talking to. It's maddening. It's just...
How long did it take? Took a while, you mean? Well, long enough to be an irritant?
Well, long enough that you wondered, long enough that you couldn't follow the interview unless you knew what was going on.
I see.
But if you just said, that's not, no, I don't care. I don't care what to do. It's irritating. Anyway.
Washington, D.C., you know, no wonder they proposed to hold the Tyson Lewis fight.
Why?
The official name of the Washington, D.C. Athletic Commission.
You have nail polish on, no wonder?
No. Buff. I was buff. Manicure and buff. Buff.
You look like a gangster with your nails all shiny there.
Let me tell you, my father told me two things.
Yeah.
Well, among other things.
Yeah.
Two things I told you?
No.
Elevator shoes.
Among the two things.
Among the things he told him were these two.
Right.
Clean nails
Right.
and clean shoes.
Right.
Because those are what people see from the outside. And if they see that those are clean, they'll know that the rest of you is clean inside.
Right.
See?
Good.
So
Advice, a little show business advice.
For those two losers and a fat pig they have there in the morning.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
You know, I'm not critical normally of shows,
yeah.
But I mean, that is unwatchable.
Well,
I agree, Fred.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, I know, you know, it's unfair, of course, to criticize people, I think, but in this case, man, sometimes I'll just be switching around, you know.
Oh.
It's unwatchable.
Boomer Esiason has better looking legs than that girl.
And they do. Do you know that here on the Irish program on MSNBC, which is a radio program, that they do nothing. MSNBC doesn't even acknowledge it's on the air after paying, by the way, a significant amount of money to carry it, and I mean significant. Still, on occasion, beats CNN in the morning. And how much promotion has that woman over there got, Diane Sawyer? What's her name? Not Diane Sawyer.
Paul Lozon.
Paul Lozon. How much publicity has she gotten?
Mucho.
How much have they tried to promote that show? And you never hear anything about this is a radio program, simulcast on MSNBC, and we still occasionally beat them. Very competitive with them and still beat them. And we're very competitive with Fox. I mean, it's not a complete slam dunk like somebody who is ethically and morally and journalistically dishonest as Terrence Smith and Jim Lehrer are, who are disgracefully dishonest and biased and, well, they're dishonest.
Well, MSNBC's trying to make you less competitive, is what they're trying to do.
Oh, no, they did that for months when they preempted us every time.
They still do it.
Ashley Banfield had her period, you know? So
I mean, they still do it, you know.
When her region was in conflict. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not helping you, dude.
And this guy they have on in the morning, this Rick Sanchez, first of all, he's a fat, mushy, no talent schmuck who ought to be horsewhipped. He's awful. He is terrible. How a guy ever got to come out of Miami, some blood and guts, hideous local situation there? Whoever thought it was a good idea to hire him is just insanity.
He should be selling watches in
He
South
is
Beach.
awful.
Pillsbury Doughboy.
I don't make the guy feel bad, but he sucks. He's awful.
He can take that.
Pillsbury Doughboy looking titty baby. It's awful. He's awful. Wearing them $3 Bancroft shirts. He's awful.
I think you made that pretty clear.
On a far more serious note, Devin's funeral's today.
Okay.
So, we'll do that. So he can't be here, but then I probably just as well, I guess. So, want to remember him as he was out there.
That's right, you know.
What else going on in your hideous life?
In mine?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't have...
nothing. You have nothing.
No, I'm just saying I don't have... This, you know, I'm out here.
You have nothing.
And there's just not much exciting going on. You know, I just have a pretty mundane life, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm complaining. I'm not complaining.
No.
You know, I like the way things are going.
And we like the fact that when you come on the radio here and morning with us, that you have also nothing to report about your mundane, hideous life, other than the fact that it is mundane and hideous.
You have a real bad attitude this morning. You know that?
Has anything amusing ever happened to you in the past 10 years? Interesting.
Well, nothing that you've ever contributed to amusing.
Wow. Ooh, you're a jerk.
You're a bigger jerk.
You're a jerk that Stephen Hawking couldn't even calculate.
Oh, yeah? You were adopted.
Yeah, you probably were adopted, Fred.
I hope so. Every time I turn on a TV, I'm hoping that's the case.
You're part of those genes.
I love you anyway.
Yeah, well, eat it, man.
That's a nice thing to say to your brother. I tell you I love you, and you tell me to eat it.
Well, you started in on me this morning for no apparent reason, you know?
I have to talk to Congressman Ford. Do you know why we're going to talk to Congressman Ford?
Man, I have no idea why you're talking to that guy.
Because he might be a senator.
You ain't nothing but a hound. Been snooping around the door. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Been snooping around the door. You can wag your tail, but I ain't gonna feed you no more. Imus in the morning.
By Hofstra Are you an up-and-coming manager with real-world experience? Crown your professional achievement with a Hofstra University Executive MBA. Start now by calling 1-800-HOFSTRA. I'm Lori McNichol for The Fan, Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports. And what is that? Did somebody fart in here? Oh, no, I see. Right there. It's just Sid. My underwear is crusted to my groin. Rosenberg.
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Sidney.
Hi. 8:49 now on a Friday.
How's it going?
I have a watch. What's the weather like?
It'll be 68 degrees and sunny today.
Wow.
Here in the New York area. By the way, the big news, of course, is college basketball in town. The Big East tournament last night at Madison Square Garden, where, of course, Imus and Charles McCourt sat front row, courtside seats.
I don't think so.
No. Last night, St. John's blown out by Notre Dame, 83-63, the final in that one. Also yesterday, Miami beat Georgetown in overtime, 84-76. Pittsburgh over Boston College, 76-62. And Connecticut beat Villanova, 72-70, much to the dismay of one Deidre Imus. She didn't really care, did she, Imus? No. You okay? No?
No, God damn it, just do the sports and don't worry about it. Just talk.
All right, I worry about you. That's all.
Believe me, do what I ask you to do.
Okay, let's move on then. Also, yesterday in the NBA, it was the Knickerbockers losing to Denver, 104-93, the final score. That's how bad the Knicks are. Only the 18th win of the year for the Denver Nuggets. Juwan Howard, by the way, scored 30 points for Denver in the victory. And Juwan Howard is a guy that's been, that was rumored at least to be coming here to the Knicks just a couple of weeks ago. And he has the big effort for the Denver Nuggets last night. Also, a big story in baseball today. It seems that when they were checking out Pete Rose back in 1989 for gambling on baseball games, the umpires are doing the same thing. That's right. Two of the most well-known umpires in the game, Frank Pulley of the National League and Rich Garcia of the American League.
If I'm out of breath, you bald-headed schmuck, don't talk to me. Oh. Don't talk to me unless I talk to you.
I apologize.
And just do your stupid sports report, which is, by the way, so annoying.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get Warner back in here. You know, well, why can't we watch these Yankee and Mets games on regular television? Do you know?
I have no idea.
It's a new era.
Yeah,
we can't go back to Kansas anymore.
And which
it's
side?
Cable,
Which
it's
side
business.
do you want? You want to pay for it?
I don't want to pay all my. You know why? You can listen to me. I make more money than anybody who plays for the Yankees or the Mets. Anybody. And how come you can still listen to me on the radio for nothing?
It's a good point.
Excellent point out of the IMA.
I don't understand that.
Makes no sense.
I mean, that's outrageous.
Not right.
It's a new day, a new era. Business.
No, but there's killing people. I mean, I'm not just suddenly. I didn't just suddenly wake up this morning and realize that this is going on. But
a half hour ago, you were saying if you can't afford it, then screw you.
Yeah.
Go get a job.
Well, I was kidding around.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I was. I mean, if your life is such that you can't afford a couple extra bucks a month for cable, then maybe you should refocus on what you're doing with your life.
You know what the median salary is right now for people in America, man?
$37,000.
No way. No
Of course
way.
median.
No way is it even. Oh, maybe median is 37.
Around 28.
Yeah, it was less than
that's what I meant.
$30,000.
Something.
So that's a lot of money for $600
You know what
bucks a year.
people have to do? Try a little harder. Apply themselves.
Mow lawns.
Wow.
Get a paper route.
Now, you know what you got to do? Stop going to games and stop watching them on TV. The price will come down then.
No,
Stop buying all the
Baseball
stuff, and
was
the price will
supposed.
come down.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, stop buying all the stuff, and the prices will come down.
Yeah, stop buying. Buy a few less number 23 jerseys or whatever.
Yeah.
Go to the library.
Hey, I read that interview with Charles Barkley in Sports Illustrated.
Right.
What is there not to like about him?
Well, it's colorful.
What is there not to like about Barkley?
I like Barkley. He's outspoken. He says what's on his mind. Sometimes he says stupid things, but
what? Well,
I don't think that that they lengthen the golf courses because they're looking for Tiger Woods to win.
Women are morons. They don't belong in the broadcast booth.
He's kidding around.
About women being morons? He's not kidding around about that.
He's not?
Oh, absolutely not.
Well, that's unfortunate.
He's outspoken.
Right, man feels that way, and he speaks his mind. What's wrong with that?
He didn't say women are morons. What he said was women don't belong in the sports broadcasting booth. That's a big difference between calling women morons generally and saying they don't belong in sports. Now, if I actually mentioned 2 or 3 women to you right now, you would probably say they're not very good.
I'll mention them.
All right, let me think. Hannah Storm.
Good one. That's a good
She's a fine studio host.
Oh, you like her?
She's okay.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to think who else is... I'm not talking about... How about Leslie Visser? What do you think of Leslie Visser?
Fine.
How about Bruce Jenner?
Yeah, what about him?
Is he a woman yet?
Oh, you like those two ladies?
Susie Colbert from ESPN?
But she's not... Well, yeah, she does some hosting. How about her? What do you think of Susie Colbert?
Fine.
Really?
Yeah. One on Monday Night Football, whatever her name
Her name
Melissa Stark?
Yes.
Yeah. She's fine?
She's cool.
So you're actually then disagreement?
No, I haven't a
Oh,
problem
come
with
on.
them. They're fine.
That man's not a misogynist. Sid.
No, I mean, Susie Colbert and Melissa Stark are certainly as good as Eric Dickerson and Ron Pitts and
God.
these other morons.
Those guys are idiots.
They're probably better. That's a decent
Or
point.
Joe Theismann, for
Eric
God's sake.
Dickerson.
I mean, Joe Theismann, Mike Patrick, and those people are retarded.
Is this thing on? Is it on? Hello? Al?
Now when you're feeling low and the fish won't bite, you need a little bit of Imus in the morning.
This is important, so please listen carefully to what I'm saying.
Married, going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. We really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Spring is here, the sky is blue. Whoa, birds are singing, it's today's the day. We'll say I do, and we'll never be lonely anymore. Because Imus in the morning.
I am Imus in the morning, and this is WFAN in New York, an Infinity Broadcasting Station, part of ICOM. Time for the local news now. I haven't put CNBC on my monitor, would you? And here with that is Chuck McCord. Good morning, Chuck.
Morning, I-Man. Flanked by the Reverend Al Sharpton and his attorney, Abels, putting an exclamation point, on other data suggesting the recession, if in fact it ever actually occurred, there's debate about it. Nevertheless, whatever it was, it is over. Non-farm payrolls grew for the first time since last July, and stock market futures, which you just alluded to,
down, baby.
surged upon release of the news,
They surged. What did they do?
indicating a positive move on Wall Street
What did they do?
after the
Surging.
opening bell.
What they doing?
Can
They
you
surging.
possibly just butt out? We don't need.
Hey, do what they do. They surgeon.
We don't need that.
Well, all right.
Just accept the news as it is. It's positive. It makes you happy. It's
No, but I was just trying to be supportive of your newscast.
Thank you.
Come on, baby.
I just don't need that.
Oh,
kind of
baby.
I don't need that kind of
Oh,
support.
baby.
Don't want that kind of support.
Getting juicy now. All right. Sid was on Court TV with Catherine Cryer, and he claims it was a good appearance.
What, as a defendant?
I wonder if Judge Cryer knows.
All rise.
Brother. Good Lord.
You know, the fact that he has, in fact, been a defendant in a number of cases.
Please.
He'll be the subject of their little
Really?
segments there sometime soon.
So we're trying to get a hold of Judge Cryer, but we can't. We don't know where she is, so. Anyway. We're also trying to get a hold of Chris Russo. We can't get a hold of him.
She's probably looking for missing clothing.
Yeah.
Look at this dress I got.
Anyway, go
Hey,
ahead.
Danielle, look.
Happy birthday.
Really?
Spectacular.
Well, you wash it a few times. It shrinks. Don't worry.
Got it at Bloomingdale's.
Yeah. What's going on, John?
As Mr. Mikolashevsky was saying earlier today, I-Man, it looks like the weather is turning into an ally for the U.S.-led coalition forces in eastern Afghanistan. Sandstorms, high winds quieting down, though U.S. troops did come under fire late yesterday and early today in part of the battle site, but there is a suggestion that even the resistance may be getting to wane a little bit. One of the American soldiers injured recently in the fighting says al-Qaeda rebels are putting up considerable resistance. Specialist Wayne Stanton telling NBC's Today Show program that the al-Qaeda fighters have few tactics, but what tactics they have, they use pretty well.
They use the cave networks and the cubby holes that they've dug into the side of the mountains pretty well. When close air support and gunships come in to bomb them.
Which is good for us, makes us look good. I want old Christy to come over there and sit in the house trailer with him, I guess, but she's...
Don't know where you heard that, I-Man.
Don't worry about where I heard it. Anyway.
Want to hear some scum?
We discovered Christy, didn't we? Didn't we meet her on some remote?
Down in the Tidewater area.
I was nobody before I met the I-Man.
Right.
I'm still nobody.
Oh, you're right about that.
I'm working on
look at this. We came up with a great boyfriend. Pretty good job.
Yeah.
What you got to complain about? You weren't.
Nothing.
You didn't have a boyfriend down there, did you?
Yeah, but not like
Apparently
not
he
like
did.
not like
Not
this,
unless he
not
had
like
a
this
fistful
way.
of singles in his hand.
Would you simmer down?
So you had a boyfriend down there and you just dumped him, right? Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it was, you know,
Yeah,
it was time to come to New York. Wanted to come back home.
Relationships conclude. Circumstances change.
Spend time together, have fun. Bye.
Oh, God, you are really just a
I'm
hideous
outta here.
human being.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was.
What's going on there and scummy what?
Well, I'm in old Jennifer Flowers, a one-on-one with Matt Lauer on the Today Show about an hour ago. She is now. We need an update on her life, like we need a friggin' torn toenail.
Outbreak of herpes.
She's right. A cabaret singer and club owner in New Orleans saying she's moved on with her life.
Yeah.
Listen to this. She made an interesting link between her and Monica Lewinsky.
Monica Lewinsky. When's the first time you heard that name?
I was sitting in a studio getting ready to do an interview, and they put a photograph of her up, and I actually thought it was me during my reporter days when I had dark hair.
It's interesting you
I
say
couldn't
that.
believe it.
No, we've the two of you side by side. This isn't the best picture of you. It's a little grainy, but there is a similarity, almost a striking similarity between the two of you.
Yeah, I actually thought it was me.
Thought it was her. 500 gallons of bleach later, she looks nothing like her. I don't know. They're both beached whales who had a thing for Bill. I mean, what's the similarity? Anyway, speaking of Bill and Monica, an interesting side note to the congressional report issued this week, which said Bill Clinton would have been prosecuted, probably convicted for that cover-up. Also exposed in this report, the sexy gifts that Monica gave him. Among the items, a romantic antique silver cigar holder.
We won't be needing this.
Yeah, right.
I thought she came with a cigar holder.
Yeah, really. She is a cigar holder.
Yeah.
And some steamy sex books about phone sex, which apparently Monica and Bill were said to have engaged in frequently.
Oh.
Well, sounds real romantic.
Breathe heavy for me.
Jesus.
The President of the United States.
Scary.
Having phone sex with, oh my God.
With a fat pig who works for him.
I mean, or with anybody.
Worried about his legacy.
Forget a fat pig, period. I mean, just having phone sex, period.
In the White House.
In the White
Or anywhere else.
Well, what are you knocking phone sex now?
Well, I mean, come on here.
Gotta fix my legacy.
And he's worried about, like Charles said, and he's concerned about his legacy.
Lord.
Yeah, I like it when you do that.
Are you grabbing your breast?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Is it wet?
Who contacted you from Fox,
Hi, man.
Christy?
I'm not going there.
Well, we'll find out. I'll find that out just like I found this out. I have ways to find stuff out. All right. Christy Musumeci here on the Imus Morning Program. Anything else?
Well, we got some stuff on Jesse Jackson.
Oh, gosh. What's the rev on
Jesse.
now?
Well, author of a new book, Shakedown, Exposing the Real Jesse Jackson by Kenneth Timmerman. He's been making the talk show circuit, exposing Jackson as the big fat liar that he is.
You're kidding.
Also portraying him as a man...
Jesse Jackson, the Reverend Jesse Jackson now?
Reverend
okay.
Jesse Jackson.
All right.
Portraying him as a man who started his career by shaking down small businesses.
Really?
He also goes in depth about how Jackson lied when he, of course, said he cradled the head of Reverend Martin Luther King as he died. Who can forget that? Right. In the book, Reverend Ralph Abernathy says he was the only one who cradled King and says he would not say to my face that he cradled or even came near Dr. King.
I think we need to do the voices.
Sorry. I'm trying to make it colorful for you.
You don't have to be.
Right. Also, the book says...
Not the way Reverend Abernathy sounds anyway.
I like that. I like that characterization.
Do Nixon now.
Yeah, okay, do Patton now, yeah.
All right.
William F. Buckley.
Whatever. Moving on. Jackson...
I am not a crook.
also says that Jackson lied when he said that Push lost some members, his organization Push, lost some members in the September 11th World Trade Center attacks. I mean, how low can you go?
Oh, well, he's just...
And who can forget his, wearing that olive turtleneck, saying it was the blood of Reverend...
He's a pig.
Pig, total.
Role model.
Exactly.
Role model. Come on.
When he ran into me in the street, you know what I should have done?
He's a leader.
I should have pistol whipped him. 23 after the hour.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
In the morning.
There's a snap. There's a kick. It is up. It is.
Bit to the I-man's ass is Sidney Rosenberg. Here's some toilet tissue, Sidney. Blow your nose, you sickening sycophant.
Thank you very much. This Imus Sports Report brought to you by Lufthansa. Lufthansa flies to more than 100 European destinations. See your travel agent today. Big news, of course, comes from college basketball. The Big East tournament last night at Madison Square Garden. It was the local St. John's getting blown out by Notre Dame, 83-63, the final score. Ryan Humphrey led the way. He had 21 for the Fighting Irish. Also, Miami in overtime over Georgetown, 84-76. Big game for Lucas Barnes. He had 27. It was Pittsburgh over Boston College, 76-62. And Connecticut got 23 from Ben Gordon, including a late three-pointer. They beat Villanova 72-70. And that sets up the matchups for tonight. Other big games around the country in college basketball include out of the Big 12 tournament, Colorado wins and Missouri, and also out of the SEC, LSU, Tennessee, and Florida. I know, believe me. I'm just telling you the way it is. Wish I had better news for you, Bernie, but what do you want from me? I wish I'd give you football scores. There's no National Football League right now.
Do something.
You want me to give you exhibition baseball scores? Is that going to light your fire? I know how to wake him up. Watch this. Jason Williams.
Getting there.
Sly Williams? Nothing, huh?
Bring it on.
Sly Williams. You remember Sly Williams, don't you,
Yeah, of course.
Bernie?
I did time with him.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever done time, but...
Comstock, upstate New York.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
There you go. Sly was actually a first-round pick out of Rhode Island for the Knicks back in 1979. His real name is Sylvester Williams, but nicknames include Sly and the Garbage Man. Turns out that Mr. Williams now, Bernie, will face serious felony charges in two separate attacks involving rape and weapons charges.
Must have picked up the pipe.
Well, he also is charged with kidnapping and burglary. Turns out that he held a woman hostage for close to 24 hours with a knife in Binghamton.
Makes you want to say, damn.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say.
He would have fit in with the 90s Knicks.
Then again, have you ever been to Binghamton, by the way?
No.
I know Spitzy's going to be upset because he went to Binghamton. There's not a lot to do.
Nothing happening.
No, I'm not saying that because not a lot's going on that you hold a woman knife point for 24 hours. There's probably something else you can do that'll get you in less trouble.
Sure,
but
go see a movie.
Go see two. Pay for one. How about that? By the way, talking about Sly Williams, the former Knick, the current day New York Knickerbockers back in action last night. And the result? Well, take a guess. What do you think?
Of course they lost.
Win.
What do you think, we've been here for 4 hours, we didn't read the paper?
Well, the Knicks did lose again. That's right, 104-93 to the lowly Denver Nuggets. Only the 18th win of the year for Denver last night, who got 30 points from Juwan Howard, who you may remember was rumored to be coming to the Knicks the day of the trade deadline a couple of weeks ago. Now, that did not come to fruition, and Howard burns the Knicks last night.
Good job signing Don Chaney.
Yeah, that's worked out well, right? They're 1-1, though, Bernie. That's not bad.
Perfect.
1-1's not bad.
500.
Hey, if the Knicks were at 500 for the season right now, they'd be in the playoff race.
Well, who was coaching the Knicks beforehand to get them under 500?
Jeff Van Gundy.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Knicks were 10-9 at that point.
No, it was Don Chaney that got them down as low as they are now.
Yes, that's true. His record right now for the season, 12 wins, 28 losses.
Good job signing him up.
He gets $1.5 million. It's unbelievable. Big story coming out of baseball today, too. At the height of the furor over Pete Rose gambling probe back in 1989, I guess Major League Baseball's front office also secretly conducted another investigation. This one was centered on the umpires. It never made it to the public, by the way. They kept this thing quiet all these years, believe it or not. But it turns out that two of the game's top umpires, Frank Pulley of the National League and Rich Garcia of the American League, both got into trouble. They got 2 years probation. Both admitted placing bets with local bookmakers on baseball games.
Isn't that your Uncle Frank?
Rich is my uncle. It's the other one. Here's the best part of the whole story. Here you got Pete Rose, who's been banished from baseball for the rest of his life for betting on baseball. Now you got these two guys. They come out, admit it. They're still involved in baseball, not just involved, Bernie, but Pulley is now an umpire supervisor, and Garcia is being considered for a similar job.
No justice, no peace.
You know what the difference is here, though?
What's that?
Very simple. And Pete Rose could be in the same situation. He can be back in baseball, allowed to be on TV, not deal with J-Rods like Jim Gray. All he has to do is do what these two umpires did, and that is come out and admit it.
Fess up.
Yeah, see, John Dowd, the guy who wrote the whole report, said he had respect for Pulley and Garcia because at least they admitted they betted on baseball.
Exactly.
There's no word betted, by the way.
When you get paroled in prison, you have to admit your guilt before they give you parole.
Is that true?
Exactly.
That didn't happen with me.
Where'd you
Well, that's why you maxed out.
Let me out! Jets make some news also after a couple of days ago. I remember they re-signed Marvin Jones last week at linebacker. Yesterday they signed the former Buffalo Bill linebacker Sam Cowart. And now the Jets have added strength to that defensive line, signing Steve White, who was a backup defensive end with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the last couple of years.
Yay. All right. Look out, Patriots.
That's all I got for you guys.
Too bad.
Well, thanks for nothing.
Well, we'll see you again on Monday. This is Imus in the Morning Sports.
The following is a paid political announcement. Here now, the senior senator from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Honorable Edward Moore Kennedy. Well, Jesus, how hard is this? It's the Harvard Business Review, for God's sake. Just call them up and ask for round heels. Okay, Susie. And you tell her that...
Senator, I believe you're on.
Excuse me? Oh, yes. Sorry. Hello, this is Ted Kennedy. I speak today in defense of an establishment within my Massachusetts constituency that is being unfairly held up to public ridicule, in my view. The prestigious Harvard Business School publication, the Harvard Business Review. Just because a principal of the review has made unwise choices is no reason to sully the entire enterprise. I refer to Business Review editor Susie Wetlaufer, having engaged in a romantic episode with the former chairman of the General Electric Company, Jack Welch. As I know perhaps better than most, anybody can make one mistake and be forgiven. Why, then, must Miss Wetlicker be made to suffer the
It wasn't one mistake, Senator.
How's that?
Our account suggests Mr. Welch was just one in a long line of similar liaisons.
Really?
Yes, sir. Ms. Wetlapper apparently bragged to coworkers that she routinely shagged her interview subject.
Interesting approach. At first blush, I have no problem with it.
We have a partial list here, sir.
Now, let me see that. Damn. Is there anybody Miss Wetslobber didn't do?
We have staff still trying to ascertain that.
Well, what was her motivation?
We believe she was trying to draw out individuals she was questioning.
By f***ing them? An unorthodox, but I suppose effective interviewing technique, judging from the names that appear here. I see she spoke with Disney chairman Michael Eisner.
Yes, sir.
What did she interview him in? A breakaway duck suit? And Jack Nasser of Ford Motor Company for an article entitled Driving Change? What does that mean? She stripped in a Mustang? And I see she spoke with Peter Brabeck, the CEO of Nestle Company.
Yes, sir.
Well, did product have a role in that exchange, do we think?
We do, Senator. Tootsie Roll, fudge. We believe they rolled in something. Notice Ms. Wetslurpy also interviewed Bernard Arnault, the chairman of the firm that owns Dom Perignon, Hennessy Cognac.
Yes. Candy's dandy, but liquor is quicker. Thesis I subscribe to as well. Any others?
Susie appears to have put up Wilt Chamberlain number, sir. If you're interested, I have a portion of the tape from Ms. Wetwiener's interview with Mr. Welch that we feel is probably representative of her overall body of work.
Can we enter it into the record?
Yes, sir. What you'll hear occurs toward the conclusion of the interview, we believe.
Yeah. Faster. Yeah. Oh, baby. That's it. Yeah. Oh, baby. Get out. I see. Intriguing. And so, let the word go forth from this time and place. Ask not who else Miss Wetmuffin has interviewed. Ask, rather, why she has not interviewed me. Am I chopped liver? And I would further ask, as it occurs to me, if Susie Wetpussy interviewed Kenneth Lay, would it be redundant?
A good question, sir. Though either way, somebody clearly would get screwed.
when the Mets beat the St. Louis Cardinals in Jupiter. Our coverage begins at 1 p.m. Join me along with Bob Murphy for all the action exclusively on your flagship station for New York sports, The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Want to know what your credit history looks like? See how you can run a free credit check.
2002, Infinity Broadcasting, all rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and Westwood One Entertainment.
The flagship station for Imus in the Morning and New York sports all day is The Fan, Sports Radio 66.
There's a snap.
The American Export.
This Nissan Mike and the Mad Dog on the Road Show is brought to you by Guarantee Residential Lending. Call 1-866-510-LEND for low rates and great service. And courtesy of Nissan. See the all-new Maxima today. Nissan. Driven.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Hi, Mike and the Mad Dog along the way. Let's get your phone calls in here at 718-937-6666. Holy Cross leads by a basket.
How much
5:14 to go. 48-46.
Good game.
Very good. Holy Cross beat American twice in the regular year. Trying to make it a hat trick, and if they do, they go to the NCAA tournament. Mike, here is Mark on a car phone